Alright folks, welcome back to another Palm Mass video, and today we're going to try out the new and improved Alistar Gengar with the improver, the person who helps, improve things. Since it's Cynthia Renegade and Giratina over here, right? So, reason being, Alistar is actually he's definitely the best ghost type damage dealer outside of obviously, the big ones, right? Cynthia, Lily, and the Mewtwo, right? So he's actually again a really solid one that you could get just from the Spotlight banner, and for a few reasons. Like his Shadow Ball actually does like solid damage. Hopefully, once we test it out, right? And then on top of that, he also has a max move, which is basically a one-time nuke, right? Which is still nice to have. And then on top of that, he also does have his own, sync nuke, right? So we'll try out a few of those. So yeah, starting out, let's actually try out Shadow Ball over here, right? Just a fully powered up Shadow Ball with, super duper effective here. Hold Hostage 2, right? We'll also have a super preparation, so we'll have a super effective up on one of those as well, right? So which does mean we're not looking for the max move damage just yet. We're just gonna use it like beforehand, so we could boost up the Shadow Ball damage, right? So yeah, let's try it. We're gonna have Sabrina help max out the stats, obviously, and then Cynthia to set the Ghost Zone. This is 2K, by the way. It is 2K. So let's start this off with the buffs, obviously. We're just gonna go for one because we do need to poison the opponent for like the max multipliers, right? We do need to poison the opponents first. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with Sludge Bomb. Hopefully, again, we get the status in. All right, there we go. Wasn't too hard. Let's get the Actually, I'm thinking maybe we'll do max tier like afterwards. We'll hit like another one of these, right? Something like that. There we go. 6 cents there, and we'll have the EX support here, and then let's get the max move in first, and then afterwards we'll get the and then we'll get the Shadow Ball damage. This max move doesn't have Ghost Zone yet, so again we could do another one with them, trying to get the most out of the max move and Sync Nuke, right? This one's just like Shadow Ball, right? Shadow Ball DPS. We do need to use the max move so we could restrain the opponents, because like, yes, he does hit, again, now with Ghost Zone, he does actually hit pretty hard with these Shadow Balls, but the setup is kind of wonky. You need to poison the opponent first. That was just without Ghost Zone too. You do need to, again, poison the opponents first. You have to restrain them, so there are like a decent amount of like hoops that you have to jump through just to get like the damage in. But let's see if it's worth it. Over here, 18,000, I would say. Not too bad, right? I'll take that. I will take that. 18K over there, and without super effective up, 13K. Still not bad either. I'd say. All right. The sides, one of them is, they're all restrained, because the restraint is AoE, right? But only one is poison, however. Okay. Hopefully the Shadow Force should finish off the Dusknoir there. There we go. Alright, so the Shadow Balls, actually, again, the setup is slightly, wonky, but if you go like full Shadow Ball build, I think actually it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. So, let's try and go for like a Sync Nuke and max move setup and see how hard this guy can nuke. Alright, let's try a build with the Sync Nuke over here, right? So the slightly awkward thing about this is that you do also have to poison and restrain it. So again, we won't see like a really good damage like max move over here, because again, we do need to use the max move first before we sync. Like, the thing with Alistar is theoretically you could get very good numbers, right, on paper, but in practice the team comps are just not really there, because generally, right, you could do a lot of without the Ghost Zone, you could do a lot of different things that can make this a bit more tolerable, right? If you run, for example, you have a support, you have like Celine to help you restrain units, then you don't usually have to waste the max move, all that stuff, right? If you, again, just trying to get the Sync Nuke and all that stuff. But when you're trying to do it all by yourself, it does take a bit, right? So anyways, regardless, let's switch over here. Not the most you get out of it, but a decent amount, right? So let's it's a bit of a combo. So let's try this one. Let's try this one. So we do need to poison on first hit on the sludge bomb. So hopefully get that. Right? So still want to use one of these first. Alright, hopefully get the sludge bomb in. Well, we'll get the sludge bomb, the sludge bomb's poison in. More accurately. See if we get Shadow Ball, some special defense debuffs would be nice as well. Alright, there's Sludge Bomb poisons in, there we go. And we'll go ahead and max tear. The other thing about this is also that max moves, they don't give you an extra sync move. They don't give you the sync move countdown. So we have to use like an extra turn as well. So like if you really are to do this, I'd say like it's probably just better to do it like for the second sync. It's probably still better to like sync with your EX support first and then go for the, you know, full nuke on like second sync. But the obvious problem with that is, well, the opponent's not going to survive that long with this comp. Either that or you're not going to survive that long and they're going to sync you and then you're going to get taken out, right? But anyways, here we go on first sync at least. Let's see, with Ghost Zone, with Poison, with Restrain, all the stat buffs, and there we go, 25k. Obviously, the big question is, well, why are you syncing with him? Isn't Cynthia's sync just better? Yeah, Cynthia's sync is just straight up better. But for those who are curious, right? Just for those who are curious. But yeah, Cynthia's sync is just straight up better, right? At this point. But yeah, we could try also setting up a max move run over here. Well, not run, but you know, just throw out a max move in there as well, right? Again, there's not too many different builds for max moves, so we're just gonna go in and just get a support EX sync with the max tear, right? Actually, let me just double check if we have max tear. I think we do, right? The max tear plus 100, because you know an extra 100 is a lot. Like what's it at base again? It's yeah, 480, and then boom, get another 100, which is a lot. Yeah, we do. So if you want to compare it to like the Sync Nuke though, I want to say Sync Nuke does more. I want to say Sync Nuke does more, just because it does have the extra multipliers, which pushes it easily over, you know, 600, right? But that being said, we also do have a sync buff, or we're also getting a support EX buff, right? So theoretically, not theoretically, but in practice, this move should do a bit more because again, we are applying an extra buff, right? Sync buff to this. At least that's what I think. So just a quick, you know, calculation in my head. So yeah, not that I like actually am confirming this or whatever in any capacity. All right. Well, thankfully they didn't attack us over here, so we could go ahead and get our EX support up first, real quick, before that's gone, right? All right, let's get the G-Max Terror in over here with the EX support buff. And because I'm also super like excited to check out Singso Leon's, right? Because his is also going to be very good, because he also has a max move. He has Sync Nuke max move, and obviously, you know, Dynamax Cannon. He's kind of like he is kind of like Alistar, except much less setup and much more powerful. Yeah, it is, you know, you can see it is definitely a bit more powerful than your Sync Nuke, because of the support EX buff you get there, but without it, it wouldn't be as powerful, right? Pretty self-explanatory there, right? Not self-explanatory. I don't know. I'm that's not the right word. Regardless, another solid option for a ghost type. Again, is it the main issue is it ever worth using over like Mewtwo? I'd say yes. It would be worth using over Mewtwo if, and only if, your Cynthia is like 1 out of 5, and you don't really have like the full nuke build for Cynthia yet, because you need that. You only get that at 3 out of 5, right? And the downside of Mewtwo is Mewtwo does do more damage with Shadow Ball, that's for sure, right? But the downside with Mewtwo is his Sync is not a Ghost type, all right? Sync's not Ghost type, and his Sync is nowhere as powerful as Alistair's Sync, right? Mine's isn't even EX, right? Mine's not even EX. So, like, in longer battles like Legendary Arena that are like Ghost Week, right? I'd say, yeah, Alistair's definitely better than Mewtwo over there. But in most places, I'd say you'd still... go for Mewtwo. Simple to set up. Again, just does more damage on Shadow Ball. And if you really need to sync, you just sync with your... if you do have 3 out of 5 Giratina, right? Which you could eventually get with, candies, right? If you pulled at least one copy. So, but there are, again, there are definitely uses for it. So anyways, that's really this one. I hope you all gentlemen, guys, can get the comments down below. Like, just finish our channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. We're going to actually talk about the Legendary Gauntlet, speaking of, in the next video. So stay tuned for that. It should be really, really interesting. And yeah, have fun, folks.